You wake up tired, confused, and with no clear plan for the day. It's not that you don't know what to do, it's that your brain is stuck in a loop of indecision. Your brain was trying to decide what to do next, but it's not making the call. It's like your mind is caught in a crossroads with no signposts. This isn't laziness. It's a neurological tug of war, and dopamine is the invisible force pulling you toward the next possible reward. Dopamine isn't just about pleasure. It's a signal, a hint that something might be worth doing. Just not right now. It's the brain's way of saying, wait for the next hit. And that's why we're here today, to uncover how this invisible chemical shapes the way we make decisions, and why we sometimes feel stuck in the middle of them. So, what exactly are we talking about? Dopamine isn't just a happiness hormone. It's a neurotransmitter that plays a key role in how we evaluate rewards and make choices. It's released in the brain when we anticipate something pleasurable, like food, sex, or even a dopamine hit from a video game or social media. This release of dopamine creates a sense of anticipation and motivation, pushing us to seek out more of the same experience. But it's not just about the reward. It's about the expectation. The brain is wired to respond more strongly to the promise of a reward than the reward itself. This is why we often chase the next hit, the next dopamine surge, because our brain is already expecting it. You might not realize it, but every choice you make, whether it's grabbing a snack or deciding your career path, is influenced by dopamine. This neurotransmitter isn't just about pleasure. It's a silent guide shaping your priorities and behaviors. When you make a decision, dopamine levels spike, reinforcing the action and making you more likely to repeat it. This is why habits form so effortlessly. Your brain is wired to seek the next dopamine hit. Understanding dopamine's role in decision-making means understanding how your choices are shaped by chemistry, not just willpower. It's a powerful realization that can change how you approach goals, habits, and even relationships. So, secretly caring about dopamine isn't about controlling it. It's about becoming aware of how it influences your world. That awareness is the first step toward more intentional, thoughtful, and self-aware decision-making. The story of dopamine's role in decision-making begins in the 1950s, when scientists first linked the chemical to reward and motivation. Early experiments on rats revealed that dopamine release was tied to the anticipation of food, not the food itself. In the 1970s, the concept expanded as researchers began to map the brain's reward system. They identified the mesolimbic pathway, a neural highway that sends dopamine signals from the ventral tegmental area to the nucleus accumbens. The 2000s brought more clarity, as studies revealed that dopamine signals are tied to the expectation of reward rather than the reward itself. This reshaped our understanding of how the brain balances immediate and long-term goals. Today, dopamine's role in decision-making is a cornerstone of cognitive science. It's not just about craving. It's about how the brain predicts, evaluates, and commits to actions that shape our future. So, imagine your brain is like a playground, and dopamine is the toy that makes you want to keep playing. Every time you do something fun, it gives you a little burst of happiness, which makes you want to do it again. When you choose something that makes you feel good, your brain says, "Hey, that was fun, let's do it more," and gives you a dopamine hit to remember that feeling. That's why sometimes you choose things that aren't immediately fun, but will be fun later, like studying for a test or saving money for a tie. Dopamine helps your brain balance the present and the future. It's like a little guide that says, "This is good, and I want you to remember it." So, in the end, dopamine isn't just about feeling good. It's about helping you make choices that will keep you feeling good, even when it's not right in front of you. Decision-making begins with anticipation. The brain prepares for a choice by evaluating potential outcomes, weighing risks and rewards. This initial phase is where dopamine starts to play a subtle but critical role in priming the system. Dopamine is released in the brain's reward system, particularly in the nucleus accumbens. This chemical signal isn't about the outcome itself, but rather about the expectation of it. It's like a prelude to the actual reward. The brain's prefrontal cortex is involved in this process too. It helps us consider the long-term consequences of our choices, while dopamine signals the immediate potential for satisfaction. This setup isn't just about pleasure. It's about prediction. Dopamine helps us anticipate what might happen, which in turn influences how we frame the decision itself. Every decision starts with a spark, an expectation of reward fueled by dopamine. It's not the only factor, but it's a powerful setup that shapes how we approach and evaluate choices. Once the brain detects a potential reward, dopamine neurons fire, releasing dopamine into the nucleus accumbens. This surge of dopamine signals that something valuable is within reach, preparing the brain for action. This dopamine release doesn't just motivate. It also reinforces the association between the action and the reward. The brain learns to repeat behaviors that lead to dopamine spikes. This process is not just about pleasure. It's about prediction. The brain uses dopamine to forecast future rewards, guiding choices even in the absence of immediate feedback. Over time, repeated dopamine release can alter neural pathways, shaping long-term habits and preferences. The brain becomes more efficient at seeking out rewards, even if they are not optimal for survival. Understanding this mechanism reveals how deeply dopamine influences not just our choices, but the very architecture of our decision-making processes. Now, the brain cleverly twists the dopamine story by linking the reward prediction to the action that led to it. It doesn't just signal the reward, it signals the value of the action itself, making the decision process more efficient. This twist means dopamine isn't just a signal for pleasure, but a measure of how valuable the decision was in the past. It's like the brain's way of saying, this choice worked before, so it's likely to work again. This process is crucial because it allows the brain to learn from experience, reinforcing behaviors that lead to rewards and avoiding those that don't. Dopamine becomes a teacher of sorts, guiding choices through the lens of past outcomes. However, this system is not perfect. Sometimes the brain misattributes the reward, leading to decisions that seem good but have long-term negative consequences. This is where the complexity of dopamine really shines, and where its power can be both helpful and misleading. This clever twist is the final piece in the puzzle of how dopamine shapes our choices. It's not just about what we want, but how we learn to want it, and how that learning can lead us in surprising directions. Neurotransmitters like dopamine are chemical messengers that transmit signals across synapses, shaping how we process rewards and make choices. These signals are not random. They follow precise patterns embedded in our neural architecture. Dopamine release is often linked to the anticipation of reward, not the reward itself. This means the brain is wired to seek out novelty, leading to behaviors that prioritize potential gain over guaranteed outcomes. However, imbalances in dopamine activity can disrupt this process. Too much or too little can lead to impulsive decisions, poor judgment, or even mental health conditions like addiction or depression. Understanding dopamine's role isn't just about biology. It's about recognizing how our choices are shaped by invisible forces. It's a reminder that we're not just thinking beings, but evolved systems driven by chemical signals. Imagine a tiny, invisible puppet master inside your brain, constantly pulling strings to make you do things you don't really want to do. This puppet master isn't evil. It's just wired to reward you for taking action, even if that action isn't the best one for your long-term happiness. It's like the brain's version of a slot machine. Every time you press the button, you get a little reward, even if it's just a dopamine hit. This is why we keep doing things that don't serve us, just because the brain gets a little hit of pleasure for doing them. Dopamine isn't the enemy. It's just a part of the brain's reward system that's evolved to keep us motivated, even if it sometimes leads us astray. Before you go, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell us in the comments what you'd like us to make next. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. Comment this emoji if you made it to the end.